let us take an overview of cryptography. Now, what is cryptography? Cryptography is an art of hiding information. Now, let me give you a simple example of what cryptography is, and I will do that with a story. Now, there was a king and wanted to send information to another king. During that time, there were no other means of communication apart from the messenger. Now, he wanted to send that information, which was nothing but a letter, but he did not want to actually trust the messenger. He did not trust the messenger. So, he wanted to send that message hidden from that messenger. So, how would he do that? Because the messenger, if you give him a box and a letter, the messenger will open that box and look at that letter. So, you have to find some way to hide that message. So, what he did was he actually bought a box which had multiple locks in it. Okay. He put the letter inside it and put a lock on it. Okay. Now, what he has done, he has kept a box, he has locked that message. He gives it to messenger, and there is another letter with that messenger to the other king. What it says is, put your lock on this system or put a lock on this box. Now, the messenger takes it. The messenger cannot do it because he does not have the key. He cannot open that box. So, the messenger takes that box to the other king. The other king reads this information and say, okay. He puts another lock on the box. Now, there are 2 locks on that particular box, no keys. So, what he does, he sends that box back to the first king. The first king actually takes his lock out with his key and says, messenger, take this box again. Now, the messenger again takes this box to the other king. Because the other king had his key and it was his lock, he was able to open it and actually read that message. In this whole process, the messenger never got to know what the message was, because it was locked. This is the key concept of cryptography. What you do is you encrypt the message through a key. You have the key and the other person does not have it, so he cannot read it. So, there are 2 types of cryptography mechanism through which you can encrypt. There is a symmetric mechanism and there is an asymmetric mechanism. A symmetric mechanism is a way in which there is one single key and it is encrypted by that one key itself. So, both the party who wants to actually read that message has to have the same key, whereas in asymmetric there are 2 keys. There is a public key and a private key. The public key is available for everyone, through which you can encrypt your data, but to decrypt you have to use your private key. You cannot use your public key to decrypt that data. A very simple example is actually your inbox. Now, everybody knows what amolshrivastava@gmail.com is. Now, this is publicly available information. Anybody can send me a mail with this particular name. But if I want to actually read that message, I have to go into gmail.com and use my password, which is my private key, to actually open that message. So, this is a classic example of an asymmetric cryptography. There are other things through which the cryptography is achieved. It is called digital certificates. Now, digital certificates are nothing but the green thing that appears in your internet browser, if you are using an internet browser or even in Chrome. Now, digital certificate is kind of a stamp given by a certificate authority saying that this domain belongs to this person. For example, if I go to ICICIbank.com, you get a CA authority saying that this is a valid website and it is owned by ICICIbank.com. There are different types of certificate authority that are out there. There is VeriSign, which kind of gives you a seal saying that this site is actually a valid site. Whenever you open this kind of site, your browser sees this digital certificate and kind of validates that this particular site is a valid site. Now, there are a lot of applications that are out there when it comes to cryptography. It is used in banking, it is used in email, it is used pretty much everywhere whenever there is confidential information that needs to be passed. It can be HTTPS which is nothing but SSL or encryption at the network layer, or it is encryption as part of your digital certificate. Now, banking, for example, really focuses on cryptography because it has a lot of confidential data. So, you have encryption at both at the web application layer, at the network layer. There are other things that are necessary, which is called as defense in depth, also plays a part in cryptography.